Hey guys, my name is Divya. I'm a doctor and I've held a management role with a healthcare company for a while. I'm PgMP certified and I'm trying to make videos to help everybody in the community get PgMP certified. So today's video is all about how to get started, how to start studying for the PgMP exam. It is a bit of a crazy, intense exam, but here's how you get initiated. Just a heads up guys, this is not the video where I'm going to include all the tips and tricks about studying for PgMP, but this is just the initiation. So get things together, get started, get warmed up, get initiated. This is what this video is all about. So now without further ado, let's get right into the video. So my tip number one guys, download the PgMP handbook. So if you go to the PMI website guys, you can download the latest version of the handbook. I will leave the link in the description box below, and this will help you just read up about the exam, the examination process, the application, exam fee, whether you're eligible or not, what's the refund process, cancellation policies, etc., etc. I think it's just a nice overview to have that the thought process and the things that have gone into making this exam or creating this particular certification. I do think it will help you out a lot. So download the handbook and that would be the number one step before you do anything else. My tip number two guys, read the standard and read the relevant standard. So the relevant standard for the Program Management Professional exam right now is the 4th edition and it's on the PMI website. Many a times PMI will release a further, more recent standard like the 5th, 6th edition, but don't get distracted by that till they actually announce that the exam is based on the further edition. Currently the exam is based on the 4th edition, so stick with that. I made this mistake guys because when I took the exam was based on the 3rd edition, but I thought the latest edition is the 4th edition, which was already uploaded on their website, and that's what I should be studying. That was not the case. So once again, the current edition or the exam relevant edition is the 4th edition. Download that standard, read that standard, and it's going to really help you. My tip number three sort of ties into tip number two. It's read the standard and complete the application. So I've already done 2 videos on how to complete your application. It goes through the step-by-step process of the application itself, which is laborious, it's lengthy, but you're going to have to do that guys if you want to take this exam and achieve this certification. The other video I've uploaded is for tips and tricks about the application itself. So both videos will be in the description box below. You can take a look at it. If you're already done with the application, then you're really a step ahead. So let me just reiterate what I'm saying here. One is that you do need to complete the application, but prior to completing the application, read the standard. So it will help you complete the application. It will help you get started with studying. So everything sort of leads back to Rome, and what I'm saying is if you read the standard, you're getting initiated with your exam and you're actually getting initiated with your application and you're probably going to complete it really well. So reading the standard and reading the relevant edition of the Standard of Program Management Professional exam is important, so please ensure that you do that. My tip number 4 guys, if you've read the standard, if you have completed your application, or even if you've just initiated your application, decide on the resources that you want to use for studying. So you definitely want to use the handbook. You certainly want to use the standard for program management on the PMI website, the relevant edition like we just talked about, and you want to use good question banks. So I used 2 major question banks. One was Ginger Levin's book and one was Jean Gu's book. I will leave the link to both of them in the description box below so that you have them. These are great question banks to have. Some of them tougher than usual, but then these things happen, right? You want to attempt the tough questions as well so that you know that you're able to apply whatever you've read and whatever you've studied. My tip number 5 guys. You can take extra PgMP courses available on certain websites which are pretty convenient and they work on your time rather than on their time. So of course there are websites out there like Udemy and Coursera that are offering PGMP courses. I think a lot of these courses are helpful. However, some of them have very easy question banks, so be wary of that. I think it's good to take these courses because they're cheap, they're convenient, they're available at your own time and your own convenience, at your schedule. But just ensure that just because you answer those questions at the end of those courses, you may or may not be ready for the PGMP. So I've seen that time again and again that people are only using one course on Udemy or Coursera or whatever those websites are, and they feel that if they're able to answer the questions or the exams on that particular course, then they're good to go. I would not recommend that. I would say do your own research, and you do need certain reputed question banks like the ones mentioned in the previous tip, Ginger and Jean. This is in no way a sponsored video, guys. I'm just sharing what all I did while I was studying and trying to get certified. If you feel that there are other question banks that are way better, please go for them. I'm just sharing what I've done. My tip number 6, guys. Be ready to dedicate the time that you have to for this tedious, lengthy, laborious, intense exam. So what I mean by that is time and again I see people uploading that I got done with my PgMP in 2 weeks, I got done in a month, I got done in 30 days or less. In all honesty, guys, this exam does take some time, and this is the time to get mentally prepared for that. So once you start reading, once you start looking at the application, documenting everything, getting all the books, ensuring they're delivered to their house, reading the standard, all these things take time. And this is really the initiation or the warm-up for the actual exercise. The actual exercise is probably studying and taking the PGMP exam, getting certified. This is the initiation, as I said. So you're just beginning your journey now, and I would say that from the start to the finish, from when I downloaded the PGMP handbook and initiated, literally just started my application, to the day that I passed my exam, it was about a 6-month time frame. The actual studying is probably 2 or 3 months, and what I mean by that is the actual intense studying when you have everything together, when you realize you're definitely doing it, you've booked your exam date, etc., etc. But all these things are also part and parcel of the process. So you cannot delete this time out and you cannot take it out of the equation, and that's why I say it's about 6 months. Ensuring you have all the books, ensuring that you're really ready, ensuring this is the exam date. Again, all those things are important. So I would say that have that 6-month time frame in your mind when you're trying to get ready for this exam. If you're one of those who gets done sooner, that's awesome. Do share your journey and your tips and tricks with everybody else. But I still think that be mentally prepared that this exam takes a little bit of time and it's totally worth it. My tip number 7, guys, join a PGMP group. It can be a group on WhatsApp, on Telegram, on LinkedIn, or any other handle that I don't know of. But if you join a group, a social media or any other group where other like-minded people are attempting this certification or exam, it's really going to help you. It's going to be like being with people who are like-minded and are pursuing a goal, and then it just becomes good teamwork. As I said, this is not an easy exam. In fact, I would say it's one of the hardest that I've taken in my life, just because of the intensity of the time frame and things that we're doing in our lives apart from just studying. We're all working professionals now. So I do think that joining a group where there are others going through the same things that you are will really help you get warmed up, initiated, and continue your studying till the very end. My tip number 8. Read the standard inside out. So I've said this in a previous tip, but I want to reiterate it here because we don't have as many PGMP resources available like we do for the PMP. So ensure that you're getting your resources that are reputed, that are reliable, and you want to use those. So one of the most reliable resources would be the standard released by PMI themselves. So please ensure that you download it and read it inside out. We don't have great resources and great options available for PGMP, like we don't have a Rita Malkahi for PGMP. So again, ensure you read the standard and ensure that you read it inside out. This is one of the resources that I definitely used for studying, apart from the 2 question banks that I mentioned in the previous tip, and I would recommend the same. If you feel like there is an option better than the standard released by PMI, or just as good, or something that lets us or helps us skip, then please do leave it in the comment section below. I'd be happy to look at it and I'd be happy to learn from it. My tip number 9, guys. If you're unable to find a question bank because it's out of print and it's a reputed source and you want it, remember there are always ways to get it if it's unavailable on Amazon. Number 1, you can reach out to the author on LinkedIn. You can ask the author if they have previous versions, or they're selling a soft copy, or that they'll be able to ship it. If they can, then hey, you're in luck. The second way of getting a book that's out of print, and if you really want it, is through your WhatsApp or any of the social media handles which you're on for PgMP. So it would be a nice place to ask others if they're using a book that's out of print, that is extremely good, highly recommended by people, and if they're selling it. And if they are, again, you're in luck. So I think that, we should use our management skills even for our studying, even for our certifications, because in the end, it all pays off. My tip number 10, guys, remember that you need to do light PMP reading or focused PMP reading for the PgMP exam. Now, what I mean by that is that you shouldn't read the entire PMP standard, or you shouldn't get too bogged down by PMP material. If you're already PMP certified, you obviously are at an advantage. It means that you took the time to do all of that and study all of that, but remember to review the important topics for PgMP. Earned value is obviously an important topic, and there are other leadership theories or styles of leadership that are frequented on the PgMP exam. If you want me to make a video on what PMP material to really cover for the PgMP exam, do let me know. But just know that you don't have to read the entire PMP standard, or even if you do, it should be light reading. I did make that mistake that I think that I should do everything in the PMP standard inside out, but I really think the focus should be on the PgMP standard. So these were my 10 tips on how you should get started with your PgMP certification, how you should start studying. All in all, I do hope that my videos are helping you. If they are, please give this video a thumbs up. Please like, share and subscribe, and that would keep me motivated. Thank you so much for watching.